All right. It says I'm live. I can see it over here. I'm watching it. I think I'm the only one watching it, and that's okay. I have no problem with that. So, this is the inaugural voyage of the mostly Disney podcast, but mostly Disney, I guess. Which I think if you're watching this, you probably know that that comes from the Muppets and old Sam Eagle and a salute to all nations, but mostly America. So I'm salute to all travel. I do shove some other things into my YouTube channel, which will be getting a name change soon to follow suit to the podcast. Um, but let me introduce myself. If you don't know me, my name is Sean. I've been going by Tater for a long time, hence the current name Utater. I did there, YouTube, Utater. Um, and this Disney thing has just grown into really not just mine, but my family's passion. But I love it and I love doing it. And I wanted something to officially do it. Otherwise, it's just me banging around at home. So I started a YouTube channel about a year ago, and that's there. It's coming along. I'm having a lot of fun. It's a good time. But I'm not very organized. I kind of just walk around with a camera. I don't have much of a plan. And maybe that's the joy, right? Maybe that's the beauty of it. But I thought it'd be a little more fun to get a little more organized and do something that actually made me work a little bit, and maybe add some value to what's going on. So what I've decided to do is every Thursday-ish night, life gets busy. I'm going to try to go live at 7:30 and record a podcast. I have a great deal of trepidation and fear with this. I'm worried it'll be about 30 seconds long and then I'll fall off because I talk so fast and freak out and can't believe that anyone's watching at all. Or it'll drone on for hours and hours and hours, which as long as other people are enjoying it, then I guess that's okay, right? Or maybe if I'm just enjoying it, maybe it's just for me. So what I wanted to do is have a couple of different sections, and if anyone ever ends up coming here, then we can talk about a little trivia, a little history, maybe a review or two, something you'd like, potpourri, potluck, whatever they call it, PO something. Um, and my buddy Caleb is here. Hey, Caleb, thank you. He is my number one fan. And by the way, Scout's honor, I mailed your package today, and thank you for being. Caleb had won a giveaway I did on my YouTube channel. I don't know, 7.5 years ago, maybe at the dawn of our nation. And I, again, not being very organized, had not mailed out his prize. So I added a couple extra things in there for you. Now you've got something to look forward to. So watch the mailbox because I swear I've got a receipt and everything. It is coming. Um, so what I wanted to do was try to talk about some different things that I do with Disney. I'll give you a little history. We started going as a family 18-ish years ago. It started, my wife's a teacher, and she had to get out of town. She was going crazy. So we hopped in the car. We went one day to Magic Kingdom, a couple days to SeaWorld, and that started it all. We stayed off property a few years. My wife got me a night at the Contemporary for my 40th birthday, and now it's basically where all of my money and time goes. Not that I'm complaining. So this year, obviously, I've been making family videos. Caleb, I'm not muted, am I? If you're actually watching, let me know. Make sure that someone can hear this. I'm not just doing that because that would be embarrassing. So started, always taking a bunch of pictures, being the dutiful dad that I am, and started making little movies out of it. And then thought, why not share these? So most of them, if anyone ever goes back and looks at these, debatable on whether you should or not. Oh, good. Caleb says he can hear me. Then a lot of them are going to be kind of family vacationing, but I've started slowly as I go along to add in some content and something that maybe adds a little value. So the first thing I thought I'd start off with is a little bit of history, like this week in history. And Disney World opened in 1971. I was born 1971, and so was Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. Traguna McCoy's Dragorum Sadisty. It's in my top 10 movies, and it came out October 7th, I think. One of my favorites, Angela Lansbury. It's just spectacular. Also was a Richard Sherman. The Sherman Brothers did the music for that. Won an Academy Award, I think, for Age of Not Believing, which ironically is not my favorite song in the movie. And I think around that time they were doing Chitty Chitty Bang Bang somewhere in there as well. or maybe just a little before that, which Walt let them go to go and do. So they went off, did don't mind any awkward silences. That's the other scary thing because it's live and it's forcing me to, or I'm forcing myself to be live. No one's really here with them. God, there's no one outside the door except my wife, and she could care less whether I'm doing this or not. Um, there's no the mistakes are real. That's it. I don't have a choice. Hey Andrew, how's it going, buddy? Thank you so much for coming. I can't believe anyone's here, you guys. I'm seriously going to tear up. I got goosebumps just thinking anybody would come watch this. So Bed Knobs and Broomsticks, one of my favorites this week in Disney history. So there's that. See, it's going really fast. And maybe this doesn't have to be long. I'm shooting for 10 minutes. If I make it 10 minutes, that will be amazing. We went down this week to this past weekend, 2 weeks ago, my current video up on my YouTube channel, and ate at the Polite Pig. So I thought I'd do a little review on that. And spoiler alert, if you haven't been there, you have to go. It was amazing. I had the brisket. I'd ordered the brisket sandwich. They brought the brisket platter. It was a much better decision. Serendipity saving me as usual. It was the brisket was unbelievable. I think I had a coffee rub on it. It was fantastic. Had a tomato and feta salad, which was really, really good. I should have eaten that first because the brisket really, really beat that to shreds. And even beating up all of those, Andrew, what's up, buddy? Thank you so much for coming. Two Andrews. And yes, Andrew, we definitely need to talk to Lou and figure out how to do a co-host because I'm already feel like I'm struggling a little bit. But the brisket, tomato salad, and then pretzel was just unbelievable. It's the best pretzel I ever had. And I didn't even know I had a favorite pretzel. And it comes with an IPA mustard dip and a cheese fondue. And as I would dip in the mustard and take a bite, I'm like, oh, this is the best ever. And then I'd go to the cheese and go, no, this is way better. And then back to the mustard. Even that was better. So it was unbelievable. Service was great. I sat outside at the bar. It was breezy. We had a hurricane coming in. I was there for Helene. But I would highly, highly recommend doing Polite Pig. It was just spectacular. One of my new favorites, and it'll definitely go back on our list of things to do while we are at Disney. Let's see. I did have some issues right after. I'll title this little section "Tips and Mistakes" because it's not really tricks, and it's really just me making mistakes so that you don't have to. Which I'm probably going to put on a T-shirt at some point in time. Lightning Lane. It's confusing to me. I mean, it's really, I had a tough time and I figured out why. Finally, I watched Mammoth Club. And if you want someone who knows what they're talking about, go watch that girl because I watched an hour and 20-minute video, which should tell you something right there about Lightning Lane. That if you have to watch an hour and 20-minute video to use it, that maybe it's not just my lack of preparedness. And I was a Boy Scout. That is the problem. But we bought them the night before, so a lot of stuff was taken. We couldn't get any until the afternoon, and I did a little toggling during the day and thought I was doing pretty well. Side note, something I didn't know, and we've rope dropped plenty of times, Fantasyland and Haunted Mansion, they are not part of rope drop, and I thought they were. So we decided to go straight over into there and take part in that. That's the tip. Don't go there first. It's not open. I'm an idiot. So we had these, but we kept getting on the rides before we do it. So we had a Lightning Lane. That's what it's called now. Right. Lightning Lane. We had a Lightning Lane for Haunted Mansion, but then we go ride Haunted Mansion. So then we get rid of the Lightning Lane. So we really didn't use them. And that's our mistake. That's the mistake right there. You need to go check into those before you can make other ones. And I think you can even make, they're tier 1, tier 2, like old Fast Pass. So it's similar. But I think once you scan one in, and if I'm wrong, please someone correct me, then you can start making other ones. So we spent, I don't know, $27 a piece. Hey, Kira, thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. Yeah, this is my son's background. This is his room. I'd like to I had lights I forgot to turn on. I'll do it next time. But this is his room. He's at college, although home now. He's in Jacksonville, and we flew him home just in case hurricane was bad. But yeah, it's fun. And I got a little Disney sweatshirt over there. So, but I appreciate it. Oh, Ollie, a little extra cheese sauce. That's right. Got to put the cheese sauce on here. Thanks, Ollie, for coming. I really appreciate it. I should have had Seamus do it, right? Let Seamus do this with me. He has things to say. You got to check in on those lightning lanes. I think that's the secret, right? That's the cheese sauce, is checking into the lightning lane so that you can get others, because we spent $27 times 3, and then all we rode was Tiana's Splash Mountain, which I'll review that later and give you my unpopular opinion on that. But we did get to ride it, and I hadn't gotten to, so that was fun. So that was cool. Let's see what else. We're coming up on the 10-minute mark, so I'm not going to stay too long. I am going to tell you that each night, I watch a Disney movie, and I'm kind of stuck in the like late 60s, early 70s right now. But last night we watched, I fell asleep too. Watching is a strong word. Strongest Man in the World, Kurt Russell, who, again, this might be a little bit of trivia, and I can't swear that it's true, but I think those might have been like some of his last words was Kurt Russell. He was excited about him being a big star. And so he was Dexter Riley and Medfield College. So he goes back in this one, and they try to make a cow give more milk, end up making him the strongest man in the world. It's a classic. I love it. I love all the Medfield College ones. They're some of my favorites. So that's what we watched last night. And I'm going to end this so it doesn't go on forever unless you have questions or comments. I love that darn cat. I love that darn cat. Dean, I have a serious Dean Jones addiction. Like, honestly, I'll kind of rotate through Herbie, which isn't actually my favorite Dean Jones movie, but Blackbeard's Ghost, that darn cat, Monkeys Go Home. That's a classic, and a lot of people don't know about it. With the same guy who sang the Aristocat song, Naturellement, the Aristocat, and I can't think of his name now. It'll come to me. I'm not going to look it up. Talk amongst yourselves. I think for the last little part of this, just to kind of dip my toes in the water of doing this, a little bit of trivia, and I just saw this on a reel today. Anybody, since there are actually people here, know how many cockpits there are on Smuggler's Run? The in Batuu or Black Spire Outpost, Star Wars Land. I don't really know what you call it. And cue Jeopardy music here, but 28 different cockpits. So you walk in to the pre-show, and then you're split off into two groups with two exact replicas of the Falcon cockpit, where you hang out, you have your picture taken if you're brave enough, because I always feel like I'm being rushed. Then that splits up into two different hallways that are identical. It goes down that. And there are, from there, 4 carousels. And this is a gesture, the official. It might be sign language for carousel. I'm not sure. It's certainly a gesture for carousel. There's 4 of those, so I guess really it would be like this. And with 7 cockpits. So 7 times 4, 28. It's kind of cool. So Jackson, I think Fast Pass is gone. Fast Pass was, when we first started going in 2008-ish, 2007, no, 2006, I think, because the kids were 1. Yeah, 2006. You had your little ticket, and you went and you pushed it in these different kiosks around the park, and they gave you a Fast Pass. So you got a physical Fast Pass. They would tell you to come back. You know what Fast Pass is. Then they moved to virtual Fast Passes, which I kind of liked. I enjoyed the planning. So, and yes, I have definitely been watching Agatha, but we're 2 episodes behind because we're waiting for my daughter, and she's been gone. So I got to catch up tonight as soon as I'm done here. So they took Fast Pass and then made it Genie Plus, which I didn't like. Then they kind of moved it back to Fast Pass, but they called it Lightning Lane. Now it's expensive and it costs money. I have mixed feelings on it. I think the tickets have gone up. I know we had Seamus go over while I was at Lou Mangello's Momentum weekend, which you should Google that. I mean, it was an incredible weekend. Changed my life. It's the reason I'm here. And yeah, Ollie, Genie Plus is very confusing. So I like Lightning Lane better. I just messed it up pretty good the first time. So I'm going back down, I think, to 26 for, again, not to just glaze Lou Mangello throughout the entire thing. But again, he's the reason I'm here. He's the reason I'm doing this. He's the inspiration, my muse, if you will. He's doing his Tip Top Club event at an undisclosed location in Disney Hollywood. So we are gonna go down there. My oldest and I get dressed up in our 30s finery and find out where he's having that party. And I'm really excited because I enjoy Lou. I enjoy what he does. And again, can't say enough nice things about Momentum. So now Lightning Lane, you got to buy it. You can buy it 3 days out if you're just a pass holder or just buy tickets. I think you can buy it 7 days out if you're staying at the resorts. So again, even if I'd understood at the time when we booked Lightning Lane, it was all gone till 3 in the evening. That being said, it was a Monday at Magic Kingdom. We kind of got everything done. So I basically paid $27 to ride Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which yeah, Andrew, you got to just start doing so. Did you ever buy that Osmo, Andrew? You should start doing it. You got a great personality. Be a lot of fun for doing some vlogging, and we'll definitely figure out how to do this together because not sure. Oh, we did. We talked about having a call about that. I'm sorry. Life moves pretty fast, right? Ferris Bueller. All right. I think that's all I got. I mean, I actually have notes, which anyone who'll know me will tell you that that's very odd. I almost prepared for something. So I'm going to do this every Thursday night, whether people are here or not. And then my plan is I'll leave this up because if I'm being perfectly honest, as I'm trying to get this channel started, I've got a lot of subscribers, but not a lot of people watching. So I'm trying to add some value and some content to it, something that makes people want to come and actually watch for a while. Besides my sparkling personality, which is only going to carry us that far. So each week at Thursday, I'll do this. I'll leave this up on the channel as though it were a video post, and then I'm going to strip the audio out and post that on wherever you might consume your podcast. The rarest Disney stuff I own. I could do that. I wonder if I could bring it all in here. I like it. Maybe maybe a little show and tell, right? Grade school. We never go past grade school. Oh, and I wanted to show off this. Here, I'll even stand up for it. I wanted to show off this shirt I got. So I got sucked in, and I was a little concerned, actually. One of those Facebook ads that flies by, a store called Corner of Maine, not a sponsor, just bought a couple shirts. And they sucked me in because they had one that said a salute to all nations, but mostly America. So with the but mostly Disney tagline, well into the works, I got sucked in. But I bought 3 shirts, and I'm going to wear one each week. Again, not a sponsor, but I do like them. And then I was a little worried. You see those Facebook ads that go by. I will show you sometime, like it wasn't Temu then, but it was something I bought. I thought it was a topiary for the yard. It was about that big. I still liked it, but it was not what I expected. These are great. These are really nice quality. It feels great. I'll let you know after I wash one and see how it holds up. But Corner of Maine, they had some really cool stuff. They only had like 12 designs, and they were all really, really good. So I like them. I like the shirt. Yeah, I think that's it, guys. I think that's all we need, really. I think, enough is as good as a feast. To quote Mary Poppins. That's what I should do, is have a quote at the end of the show. So thanks for coming. I really, really appreciate it. I want to do this because I love Disney and I want to share it with people. And I'd be lying if it said it wasn't a little selfish about it, because it gives me a reason and a tax write-off to go to Disney. But I do love it. And thanks for checking in. Thanks for coming by. Again, check out the YouTube channel. You know what? Just put it on a playlist in the background when you go to bed. Turn the volume down. Let it run for 12 or 16 hours. I need like 1,300 hours to monetize. And it's not money that I'm after, but I do need to keep paying for all this stuff because, as we all know, it's not cheap to head down to Disney. So if we want to have more content, if I want to have more content, then I'm going to need this to start making some kind of profit. All right. Well, thanks again. Please go check out Lumon Jello. He does his Wednesday night stream, and that's how it's supposed to be done. And again, I really appreciate it. Thanks for coming. Caleb, let me know when you get your package. I don't have the cool, nothing does anything. So thanks, guys. Have a great evening.